Morning, morning. Such a weird word that we use to greet each other with. Voice starts, it says, we know it says a greeting, but if we look at it, other words that sound similar but have a different meaning, is that a synonym? I think it is. We get mourning, which is to mourn the dead, which is, can't understand our choice of words for the English language. Anyways, so I was just before I pressed live, I was thinking about different things I want to talk about when I go live, and I think, whilst I may have a plethora of things to choose from, yesterday I did a small talk on anxiety, or well, rather, the reason why we do this meditation is to create inward change within one person individually that then ripples out and has a big major effect with everybody else. I think one of the benefits of doing a meditation like this is, well, first of all, consistent practice helps decrease the brain's ability to feel stress as much as you do, and to open up to new possibilities in any other venture that you want to take. I think I'm at a loss for words right now. I think just generally what I want to talk about, not being the benefits of meditation, but what I really want to talk about this morning is anxiety. I think anxiety, we get too caught up in the mind of so many thoughts that we want to have. And I know the solution I gave yesterday for anxiety was literally just go to the source root of the emotion, feel it, experience it, let it go. But that is much harder to do for a lot of people who never had the practice of understanding or using their or utilizing their emotions all the time. How then do I what's a quick fix for me then? And so I was thinking about this, and it completely slipped my mind a practice that I used to do all the time, a practice of polarity. One of the laws of this universe is the law of polarity, meaning that everything in one energy or one form, for that to exist, it means the equal and opposite of it also does exist. So we could use that same pattern, that cognitive visualization of what that law represents, and plug it into situations that we experience. What do I mean by this? Let's say I have anxiety and it's stemming from a place of fear, something negative. And this negative feeling is bringing so many negative thoughts into my mind. Oh, what if this go wrong? What if that goes wrong? You're gonna fail. You're not good enough. All of these thoughts are bombarding into my mind, stemming from one negative emotion. Now, I don't have the necessary ability right now in the present to go back to that emotion and then feel it and process it and let it go. What's the next best thing that I can do? Well, simply put, sit down and think of all of those thoughts that you're having. Allow yourself to really go into the narrative of what thoughts you're having. So if it's negative, make it even worse. Make it, what's the worst possible outcome that could possibly ever happen? Even if it sounds like not possible at all, still think of as negative as it could possibly get, or impossibly get even. Example. Let's say I have an exam to sit this morning, and I have pre-examination jitters, and I have anxiety, and I don't know how to deal with it. And so, in my brain I'm thinking, well, what if I fail and then my parents are gonna find out and then I'm not gonna be able to go on that vacation, or I'm not going to get to play on my PlayStation, or my Game Boy will get taken away, or I'll probably not get that dinner with my friends, or that sleepover with my friends that I wanted to have. And those are generally the train of thoughts that would stem from a fear of something like that. Um, but let's make it worse. Let's say, okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna sit the exam, and because I fail, um, the teacher loses his mind and he commits mass genocide in his school, and I have to fear for my life and run, and I have to hide in the bathroom, and when I get out my parents find out they're dead too, because some serial killer was running around, all because of the steps I took when I went to school that morning and I failed the exam. And and then I'm left homeless on the streets. I have no food. I'm starving to death until there's maggots riddling my face and my body, and then I die the most excruciatingly painful death I could ever imagine. Now, you could see how that entire story, completely fictitious, is totally out there. And that's just like all you have to do is write one exam, but you could think of such a negative thing. No, in the same way that you could put yourself in the energy of thinking of that extreme negative, cool. That gives you the opportunity to say, whoa, maybe it's not so bad. But one more step. Think of the extreme positive in the most possible yet impossible scenarios. What's the most like think of the most positive thing that could come about of the action that you've not yet taken. So it's that, whoa, I have an exam to take. I have an exam to take. I take this exam. Because of it, my teacher, he is so happy about everything that I did, in coming to the exam and getting down. When he looked at my paper, whatnot, he got overexcited, and he went ahead and he bought stuff, and he organized for a class party for everybody to have fun. I left the class, and my parents picked me up and gifted me. They found out that I did good instantly. They booked a vacation to my favorite spot where I always wanted to go, to some country. Um, they carried me out for lunch or dinner. Um, we ended up winning the lottery because of the actions I took on that paper. And on top of that, I got a scholarship and I was able to go away and study. And then my life just fell into place, and I got rich very easily as a result of it. You know, a lot of the things I just said there, they're possible, but it's hardly likely that all of those things are all going to fall into place. Reality falls in like a pendulum in the middle of two extremes, where it finds balance just in the middle. And in reality, what may happen is just you sit an exam, you may have some satisfaction or dissatisfaction depending on the work you put in before, in terms of studying, and your parents find out about it. Is going to continue. You're probably still going to be able to play some of the game systems that you wanted to, or to go to the beach, or you might still get a few things that you wanted, like dinner or celebratory dinner or lunch or something of the sort. Um, but at the moment, when thinking of all those negative thoughts with anxiety, you don't have the ability to see all of those things. Instead, you see the negatives because it's fueled from the emotion. You could also see the positives, but that requires you to train yourself to harness a form of gratitude enough to transition from that negative emotion and to have a positive emotion, to have a positive outlook. Now, for those, of course, I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to go into that this morning. But this is your practice. Just I'll make a post on my social media, one very concise and short for this practice. That's not going to take 9 minutes to explain it. Um, that being said, let's get into the meditation this morning. Just focus on the breath. Deep inhales into your diaphragm. You're gonna exhale, and I don't want to talk too much. I'm feeling a bit lightheaded from all the talking, actually, which is weird. So this morning I won't be doing a very guided meditation. Just simply sit and observe your thought. Observe your breath coming in and out, and any thoughts that pop in, gently push it to the side, or just observe it and don't attach yourself to the narrative. Without any judgment, just notice it and let it play out. So those are the two options you have while practicing breath. Thoughts will come up. Either push it to the side, say not right now, or when they come up, just observe them. So let's get started. Let me put on this music.